simplifying rationals, and multiplying and dividing rationals. All right, today we're going to talk about transformation of our trig graphs. So like all of our other parent functions, we can shift a trig graph up, down, left, and right, and it has very, very similar look to all of our other parent functions. We can see our a value, we can see we have minus h, and then we have plus k. So just like all of our other functions, a does our stretch, our compression, and our reflection. We have h, which does our horizontal movement, and then we have k, which does our vertical movement. Remember that when you have h, if it's positive, it's going to the left, and if it's negative, it's going to the right. So when you see that you have a plus h, we are shifting to the left. And if you see minus h, we're shifting to the right. Both of those will happen within parentheses. So for example, if you have y is equal to sine theta minus pi, we are shifting pi units, or minus pi, so we're shifting them to the right. In the second example, we have a tan function shifted plus pi over 4. That means that we are going to shift pi over 4 units to the left because we have that plus sign. Anytime that we see a plus k, we are shifting up. Anytime that we see a minus k, we're shifting down, just like all of our other parent functions. So here we have tan theta plus 2. So we're going to shift up 2 units. Oh, I guess it's the other way. We shift 2 units up. In the second example, we have cosine minus 4. So we're having 4 units shift down. Okay. So just to refresh all of the things, we have our A, which is our amplitude. We have our B, which is the period length. We have our minus K, which shifts us left or right. It's shifting the period left or right. And then we have plus K, and that is our vertical shift up or down. When we shift up or down, what is happening is we are shifting what's called the midline. Okay, so here we are shifting the midline. Our equation for the midline is y is equal to wherever the midline is. So in this example, we have our original function, going up and down from the x-axis. We can see here that sine was shifted 4 units positive. So the equation of this midline would be y is equal to 4. All right, let's take a look at some examples, see if we can do all the things. And then we will try to sketch one out together. All right, so here we can see that our amplitude, or our A value, is 1/2. It's that one in the beginning, right here. Our period length, we are taking our B value, we're taking 2 pi divided by our B value. So our period length is 2 pi over 3. Our phase shift would be that horizontal shift. We don't have any here, so we can just write none. We can see that we have a plus 5 at the end that's not in parentheses, and that's how we know that we went up. Sorry, it's minus. We went down 5 units. And then so our midline is at y is equal to -5. I want you to pause. I want you to try number 2 and then check your answers. So here we can see our amplitude is 3. Our period shift, there is just a 1 right there in front of theta. We have a minus pi in parentheses. That means that we took a phase shift, a horizontal shift to the right pi. And then lastly, we have that plus 1 on the end, shifting our entire graph up. So let's add that on to what we already know about our graphs. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we have all of our information, our amplitude, our period, our phase shift, which is our horizontal shift, our vertical shift, and then our midline. We're going to sketch it out. Once we sketch it out, then we will graph it. So looking at question number 3, we can see that our amplitude is just going to be 1. We don't have an A value. So our amplitude is 1. For our period length, we are taking 2 pi, and we are dividing it by 2, leaving our period length of pi. We can see that we have a phase shift of plus pi over 2. So we're going to go to the left, pi over 2. We have no vertical shift, so our midline is staying at y is equal to 0. All right, we're going to sketch it out just like we did last class. So we know that we are going from 1 to -1. We know our period length was pi. If we cut pi in half, we're at pi over 2. If we cut pi over 2 in half, we are at pi over 4. And if we cut pi over 3/4 of pi, is going to be 3 pi over 4. Because this is a sine value, we're starting at 0. We're going up, back to the x-axis, down, and then back to the x-axis. Now, the thing is that we have a phase shift to the left, pi over 2 units. So every single one of these points needs to get shifted to the left, pi over 2. So we're going to move each one of them over 2 blocks. Let me extend my graph to the left. So we have negative pi over 4 and then negative pi over 2. So the value that we have at 0, 0 is getting shifted left 2 blocks. The value that we have up here at pi over 4, 1 is getting shifted over, is getting shifted over 2 blocks. Our value that we have at pi over 2 is getting shifted over 2 blocks. Our value that we have at 3 pi over 4 is getting shifted over 2 blocks. And our value at pi is getting shifted to the right 2 blocks. Doop, doop. Okay. So we can see we have our function right here. So we're going to bring those points up to our graph. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can start by sketching out the original function if you wanted to, which I will do for you. So here's the original, and then we're shifting everything over 2, just like I showed you in the draft. Okay, we know that this is going to continue that same pattern, up, down to the right, and then we'll continue the pattern up, down to the left as well. Okay, there is your first phase shift graph. Okay. Let me show you one where we are going to do a vertical shift. So let's hop to question number 6. So that was number 3. Let's hop over to question number 6. Show you another example. So we can see our amplitude here is going to be 2. our period is 2 pi divided by 1/2. That's giving us a period length of 4. We have a phase shift of pi to the left. Our vertical shift shows us that we're going down 3, and that means we have a new midline at y is equal to -3. Most everything will stay the same. We're still going to sketch out our graph. Now the difference is we are going to put our midline on first. So we know that this is going to be -3. We have an amplitude of 2. So from here to here has to be 2, and from here to here has to be 2. So we're at -3. This is -4, -5. And going the other direction, if we're at -3, -2, -1. Now when we do our amplitude, we'll be going up 2 if we hit the top right here, and we'll also be going down 2 when we go here. So that takes care of our vertical shift down, and then also our amplitude. All right, so let's graph our normal one, and then we'll shift it horizontally. So we know that we have a period length of 4 pi. Halfway is 2 pi. Half of that is going to be pi, and in between these guys is 3 pi. We are graphing cosine this time. That means that we are starting at the top, going to the midline, going down, back to the midline, and to the top. So when we graph this, we're going to be like this. But we have a phase shift going on that says we need to go to the left, pi. So I'm going to extend my graph. We have -pi. All right, so this point at the top is hopping over one spot, hopping over one spot, hopping over one spot. And every single point on my graph where we started off with these blue points, they all got shifted to the left, and now we have our shifted cosine graph. So let's see if we can take that and bring that over to our graph. So I'm going to graph the green one right away. So we're at -pi, -1. Then we're going to our midline, which is at -3. Sometimes it helps if we highlight the midline so we remember that that's the middle. We're not going back to the x-axis this time. So our midline is going to take us to to 0. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're going down to -5 at pi. And then at 2 pi, we're going to be back to that midline. 2 pi, we're back to the midline. So we can see that we can't fit the whole cosine graph, but over to the left, we can add another point onto our graph here. So we do get the full period cycle if we start here at 2 pi and then -2 pi and go to 2 pi. Okay. So when you sketch your draft, do your midline, count your amplitude up and down, graph one cycle without any horizontal shifts, then move however many blocks you need to, like how many chunks. In this one, it was pi over, and then you should have your shifted graph.